Welcome back. Today we are getting into something that honestly stresses out millions of people, but we're going to break it down into a really simple, practically foolproof blueprint. We are talking about building your financial architecture. The most profound realization you can ever have about wealth is that it really isn't about how much you earn. It is entirely about how you manage what you actually keep. So today, we're going to prove that disciplined, daily habits completely crush a high salary, and we'll show you exactly how to build a financial house that can withstand literally any storm. But first, we really have to address the elephant in the room. Where did all my money go? And look, let me just validate your frustration right now. You work incredibly hard, you get a totally decent paycheck, but somehow, when the end of the month rolls around, the well is just completely dry. If that sounds familiar, take a deep breath. It's okay. The problem isn't necessarily your income. The problem is that your financial foundation currently has invisible leaks. So in this explainer, we've got a straightforward 4-step blueprint that's going to take you from financial anxiety to absolute consistency. We're going to stop the money leaks, break down the 50-30-20 budget rule, build your emergency fund, and finally, put your savings on autopilot. All right, step 1, stop the money leaks. Because before we can even think about putting up the walls of your financial house, we absolutely have to patch up the foundation. It is honestly amazing how quickly these 5 common traps will destroy a budget without you even noticing. As we go through them, mentally check off which ones you might be a little guilty of today. Number 1, unused subscriptions. Those streaming apps or gym memberships you pay for but never actually use. $10 here, 15 there. It adds up so fast. Number 2, eating out too often. Just cooking at home a couple more times a week saves hundreds. Number 3 is impulse buying, which is a big one. We'll tackle in a second. Number 4 is not tracking your expenses. If you don't track it, you are literally flying blind. And number 5, lifestyle inflation. This is when you get a raise and you instantly go out and upgrade your phone or lease a new car, meaning your expenses grow just as fast as your income. So to fight back against that third trap, impulse buying, you really need to adopt the 24-hour rule. Flash sales and limited time offers, they are psychologically designed to make you spend fast for a quick dopamine hit. By forcing yourself to wait exactly 24 hours before making any non-essential purchase, you give your logical brain a chance to catch up. You ensure it's an actual need and not just a fleeting feeling. And why do these tiny little leaks matter so much? Because plugging them creates what we call found money. If you just cancel a few subscriptions, eat out a little less, and pause the impulse buying, you can easily save $200 a month. Over a year, that turns into a massive $2,400. That is entirely newly generated wealth, just by optimizing what you already have coming in. Now that we've stopped the leaks, let's move on to step 2 and actually build the walls of our financial architecture with the 50-30-20 budget rule. Picture your income cleanly divided into this highly visual structure. Exactly half, 50%, goes to your absolute needs. Think rent, groceries, and basic utilities. 30% is allocated for your wants, allowing you to still enjoy your life, go out to dinner, and just have fun. And that final 20%, that is sacred. That is strictly dedicated to savings to protect your future. And hey, even if you have to start with just 5% right now, the ultimate goal is building toward this consistent structure. But how do you actually make sure that 20% doesn't just mysteriously vanish? The secret is paying yourself first. The literal second your paycheck hits your account, you transfer that savings portion directly into your savings account. Do not wait until the end of the month to see what's left over, because human nature guarantees there will be absolutely nothing left over. Pay the most important person first, and that person is your future self. All right, step 3, build your emergency fund. This is where we pour the concrete foundation of your financial life to protect you from unexpected disasters. We need to be crystal clear on what this fund actually is, because people get this mixed up all the time. An emergency fund is money kept strictly separate for unexpected situations. It's your ultimate shield against falling into high-interest credit card debt. Let me be blunt. It is absolutely not for shopping, it is not for a spontaneous weekend vacation, and it is definitely not for upgrading your phone. It is meant solely for your financial survival. Let's start with a massive psychological milestone. Your immediate, completely non-negotiable target is to secure $1,000 as your first safety cushion. Don't stress about saving tens of thousands right out of the gate. Just focus all your energy on hitting this single $1,000 mark. That alone is going to insulate you from the vast majority of day-to-day financial surprises, like a flat tire or a random medical bill. Now, you absolutely cannot keep this emergency cash in your everyday checking account. If you do, it just kind of mixes in with your grocery and coffee money, and boom, it's accidentally spent. You've got to keep it in a completely separate savings account. Safe, out of sight, easy to access when disaster strikes, but totally insulated from your daily whims. We're not chasing high investment profits here, guys. We are looking for absolute safety. Once your initial 1,000 is locked down, it's time to build the long-term fortress. You need to calculate your bare-bones living expenses to hit a 3 to 6 month safety net. So, if your strict survival expenses are, say, $2,000 a month, your ultimate goal is hitting somewhere between $6,000 and $12,000. If you need $3,000, you're aiming for $9,000 to $18,000, and so on. This buffer is what gives you total peace of mind against major life events, like a sudden job loss. And to protect this fortress, once you've built it, run any potential expense through a strict 3-part mental checklist before you ever touch that money. Step 1. Is it unexpected? Step 2. Is it strictly necessary? And step 3. Is it highly urgent? If the answer is yes to all 3, then you use the fund. That is exactly what it's there for. If the answer is no, you walk away and leave the money alone. Which brings us to the final piece. Step 4. Put savings on autopilot. This is where we seal it all in and put the roof on our financial architecture. You see, the habit of consistent saving is far, far more important than the amount you start with. If you can only swing $10 in week 1, that's a massive victory. By week 2, maybe it's 25. By week 3, 50. It completely proves that anyone can do this on literally any income. It's building the muscle memory of saving that changes your life, not the initial dollar amount. But let's be honest, relying on pure willpower is exhausting. So here is the golden rule. Automating removes the need for discipline. By setting up automatic transfers from your checking to your savings every single payday, you guarantee that your wealth just grows effortlessly in the background. You don't have to agonize over the decision to save every month. The system just handles it while you focus on living your life. Now, while saving what you currently have is absolutely vital, slowly increasing your income gives you incredible power to accelerate this entire blueprint. Because you've already patched the leaks in your bucket, any new water you pour in actually stays there. Whether it's a side hustle for $200, learning a new skill that adds $300, or taking extra shifts for $400, every single extra cent can now be channeled directly into wealth building. Which brings us to a final, really provocative question to leave you with. Are you ready to trade financial restriction for total financial control? Building this architecture, tracking the expenses, doing the budget, stacking that emergency fund, none of this is about stopping your life or never having fun again. It's exactly the opposite. It's about gaining the absolute peace of mind to truly enjoy your life, completely free from panic and debt. Start with your leaks today, build your foundation, and take control of your financial destiny.